Now, as far as darker skin tones go, we have lots of options. Prismacolor has lots of warm sienna browns and lots of umbers, which will be cooler. So a combination of the two is a great recipe, if you will, for making a skin tone that tends to be in the darker value range. Now, this little girl had darker brown skin, although in general, compared to some other tones, it skewed a little bit in the lighter range. So for this example, I started with sand, which is a very warm yellow. I added peach, and in this case, my peach is well loved, well used. You can see I'm down to a stub. If you run into that problem, a little tape with another pencil makes double duty for you. And then I added sienna in the shadows. Now, as I was drawing this example, I found that overall the browns tended to be almost too warm. I started with a light yellow, added a medium brown, a darker sienna. And so if you find that your drawing is skewing overall too warm, you can always counterbalance that with either a bronze, which will cool it off a little bit, and another great color, medium value, we have our light ochre, which can also kind of take it down a notch. In the last example, we have darker brown skin again. And in this case, there's something interesting going on here. My model was floating in a pool. And so he had blue water all around him. And because his skin was so dark and had a beautiful sheen to it, it was very reflective. And so you can actually see the blue on his face where the water from the pool and the chlorine was reflecting onto his face. So we have our browns again. In this case, I started with an orange, added some burnt ochre, added some light umber to cool it off a little bit, as I said before. And then I'm going to show you, just by bringing in the blue over the color we already have, we can mimic that reflection. And what's key here is not to draw the blue in first. We don't want it just a solid blue. You can see how incredibly vibrant that is by itself, which might be great if you're drawing a flower, for example. But with skin, we always have the undertone of the neutrals, the earth tones underneath. So if you think about, the reality, you have your skin, the reflection comes in, it's going to actually overlay visually what you have underneath. So while he might have a light umber underneath, once that reflection hits the skin, bounces off, it will be as if that blue is actually overlaying what's below. And this is a really beautiful effect and great for achieving luminosity, realistic impression of skin tones.